Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I totally just need to turn on the music, and now we're here. It is time for a 1 versus 1 AlphaStar commentary. We're just doing it live, honestly, at this point. We have got ourselves AlphaStar taking on a Diamond Zerg. It is gonna be AlphaStar playing Protoss, so Alpha P gonna be taken on Diamond Z, and I think we know how this one's gonna end. If AlphaStar does its usual build, it does seem to just have this one build mainly for the PvZ mid iteration, and that's the build that I'd say AlphaStar is most dominant in any matchup. It's the AlphaStar playing Protoss against Zergs, and then it kind of just rolls over them sometimes. Now, for the most part, it seems that it seems that the mid-level iteration does do the adept harassment, things like that, more often. However, I think it has done other builds a few times. So we'll see exactly what Alpha P is going to do. And that's actually one thing that I'm really curious about regarding the AI. So there's some agents, of course, that tend to do the same build for the most part. Most matchups, most games that we've seen. Now, one of the things that I want to know is if you do, how does the agent react if you do something that completely like changes its plan? For example, say this is just an example, but say AlphaStar doing like a roach timing or something, but then say somehow you stole its gases or whatever. How would the agent react exactly to something like that? How would it process that information? And to what extent could it solve those problems, in my opinion? So that's something that I am curious to know, how exactly the AI would react. Now, we see the AI is being a bit of a jerk with its probe, just going to be mining minerals, messing up the drones of the Diamond player, then leaves with his bounty there. We do take a look, though. There's a Nexus Cybercore on the way for AlphaStar, so all is well in the world. And yeah, let's take a look. That Cybercore finishing up, Adept being chrono boosted out. All the while, the Diamond Zerg hasn't got a third base up just yet, making his queens, making his lings first. Then he'll get up the third base. But ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how we have got AlphaStar currently sitting at 27 supply. Let's try and hit 27 likes on this video. Let's be bold. 27 likes for AlphaStar making one adept, another, and then a robo. I gotta try this build, one of my PvZs. I certainly will. I know it's not gonna go nearly as well as it does for AlphaStar, but I'll give it the good old college try. Now, a few lings are sneaking around the map for the Diamond player. AlphaStar has got the one adept on its opponent's side of the map. For AlphaStar, though, the one adept does actually stay at the natural a little while, but then it heads out, so the lings may be able to get in and get a bit of damage done. We shall see. Third adept will be on the way for AlphaStar, though, so should be able to help hunt down these lings. Chrono boosts it out, seeing that those lings are there. Probe's going to have to try and run away as the adept will help clean these up. Going to start targeting those lings. That's one dead ling, two dead lings. The other adept is coming all the way home, so the Diamond Zerg player, by harassing with his lings, has really mitigated the amount of harassment that AlphaStar does to him. That being said, AlphaStar still will have a card to play. Would the Prism start harassing? I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Dark Shrine soon, since the Twilight Council finished up. There we go. This is indeed the AlphaStar that does this build commonly. Now, there's that Prism that's going to be moving on out. The Adept's crossing the map now, going to be putting pressure on the Diamond player. So I really liked what the Diamond player did to basically prevent that harassment. The Diamond player also saw the Robo and the Twilight. So he should kind of know what's coming his way. He should maybe be a little bit suspicious. We'll see how he's going to react to this, though. A Roach Warren's already on the way, starting at 32 drones. So a very early Roach Warren compared to normal Zergs. That being said, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a hold, as these 3 adepts are coming in, and there's only 6 Zerglings for the Diamond player. Lings coming in to try and help out, but drones are certainly going to be killed off by these adepts. I mean, the queens and the lings do target down one of them quickly. However, there was 3 adepts in the first place, so they still one-shot. This one adept does shade into the main base being a pain. There's already been a high number of drones killed. 9 drones killed already. There'll probably be a 10th, and then the Adepts will die. So 3 Adepts for 10 workers. Then there's the Prism that is going to be able to warp in more units. That Dark Shrine has just finished up. We see a Spore Crawler starting for the Diamond player. However, there's not even any Roaches, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword we see. We see AlphaStar is going to have cloaked units, and then units that just in general don't really have a response. There's nothing to counter these DTs right now from the Diamond player. The DT is going to start cutting up these units. Queens could be in trouble. We'll see where the Dark Templar are going to go. Looks like they are going to try and kill the Queens. There are spores that have now finished up for the Diamond player. However, the DTs will actually kill one of the... Well, maybe. Queens are just fast enough to escape from DTs. There we go. Now they get cut up. These DTs will run to the natural. The Diamond player actually built 3 Spore Crawlers, but his one at the natural is really out of position. He tried to be interceptive about it, I guess. But in the end, it was actually just not the positioning you wanted. So AlphaStar seems to be getting a ton of damage done. If we look at that worker count, it's currently 20 drones to the 44 probes of AlphaStar. These DTs now can actually be killed, seeing as how they're trapped between the Spore, but oh, AlphaStar uses the recall, saves at least one of the DTs, because why not, is now warping in even more DTs. There's charge lots. Oh, what a mess for the Diamond player having to deal with this. That DT stays alive. There's more DTs, there's charge lots. These DTs will morph into Archons. It's just going to be this big attack, and I'm not sure if the Diamond player is going to be able to hold on. I mean, he's got a decent Roach count, quite a healthy Roach count, as a matter of fact, defending against a low number of Protoss units, but with 3 Archons now and more charge lots warping in, this is where the Protoss force becomes a little bit concerning. There's been no other units made for the Diamond player. AlphaStar is now going to move on in. Archons, Zealots spilling forward. The Roaches can try and kite against this, but they're just not effective enough against this many units. The Diamond player still only on 20 drones. Even if he holds, he's not going to be in a good spot. AlphaStar is microing the Archons with the Prism like a boss. Just going to be pushing forward, and the Diamond Zerg is going to be in big, big trouble. Yeah, this one's looking really, really darn good for AlphaStar. It's just going to be another classic AlphaStar PvZ, total destruction, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So GG, AlphaStar is going to take this one. Well played by the AI, just doing this build again and again, making it look really, really darn strong. GG. Okay, so AlphaStar just won another one. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, it makes it look. Now, this is a matchup which I do enjoy casting the AI. We got a Terran trying to take down Alpha Terran to find out who will be the actual Alpha Terran, I guess. So, a good old TVT. I think TVT is a matchup where there's quite a bit of diversity when it comes to the AI, so I do enjoy seeing how it plays. It goes for its odd sort of double starport shenanigans sometimes in TVT. Then it goes for... Oh, what else would you usually say? I mean, sometimes it just plays bio-tank. So there is diversity in the AI, and that's why I'm excited to see how well it's going to play against this Masters Terran. But I think one of the main things is, since Terran is probably the race that determines the aggression the most, like how the game's going to play out, for the most part, I'd say that that's how AlphaStar is going to have to react depending on how this guy's going to play. So for now, we see there's indeed just racks, gas going up for both players, and then the game is going to go from there. So we could just be looking at a Reaper expand on both sides, which makes me excited. A macro game against AlphaStar is an exciting thing. However, as I do take a closer look, I see that that is indeed AlphaStar's second gas. So a double gas play from the AI, and it does mix it up, deciding what build it's going to do in TVT. Sometimes it does Reaper expand. But yeah, we shall see exactly what AlphaStar is going to do this game now. Looks like it's just right into that factory. You delay your Reaper a little bit, but then you get it coming out because of your double gas. All the while, the Masters player is getting up his command center. Just going to be going for a normal Reaper expand, so that's exciting. That is exciting indeed, that we're going to be having someone just say, hey, AlphaStar, I'm going to be the one who really macros. I know you got God tier macro, but I'm going to give it the good old college try. We see the first Reapers being queued out for the Masters player. AlphaStar's Reaper isn't queued anywhere yet, so we'll see whether it's going to be defensive or offensive with it. Generally, if you are the player who's gone for the more conservative or the more, I guess, economic yeah, the more economic play. You want to be the one who keeps your Reaper back at home, make your Marine. We already see a bunker going up for the Masters player. This is something that I really enjoy, as a bunker is so effective early on as far as holding pushes. It's just your anchor because of how much HP a bunker has, how it keeps the units alive. Now we take a look. AlphaStar is just going to be making Hellions. Fires up a Hellion, cancels it, fires it up again, and then starts up a tech lab on the barracks. So AlphaStar playing with a few Hellions, or a couple of Hellions, a couple of Reapers, then gets up at Starport. All the while the Masters player has got his orbital command already done, so going to be looking to be in a very economic position this game. He's getting up a tech lab on his factory. Going to be making double barracks, potentially his own starport later on, but unsurprisingly, we are going to be seeing a Banshee coming out of AlphaStar. That is a classic from the AI, no doubt. Just AlphaStar constantly going for Banshees. It harasses and harasses and harasses. How well will the Masters player react to this? That's the question. So far, he hasn't actually started up a Cyclone, and oh, he's going to fire up a Siege Tank. This is a greedy play. If you're the Masters player, you got to be thinking, okay, somewhere, or there could be a Banshee coming in at this time, so he's going to build a tank beforehand. His starport will finish up, so maybe he'll make a Viking next. If he makes a Viking next, that could lead into helping defend against the Banshee. And there we go. Okay, so he's not going like completely playing in a completely risky manner. He is getting the Viking, which will help zone out the Banshee. Still no eBay though, no Cyclone to lock on. I mean, he does have Marines, and we do actually see an eBay getting thrown up, so the Masters player seems to be in a fairly good spot. However, if we do take a look, he just dropped one fresh mule at his natural. He's building up energy on his orbital command center. And one of the problems why you don't want to have a Viking alone to deal with the Banshees is the fact that a Viking doesn't actually output that much damage. So even if you have a scan, you might not necessarily get a kill off in the Banshee. And as we see, AlphaStar is going to run away with its Banshee and will get out of the cloak zone. This is going to make life very painful for the Masters player. AlphaStar is starting to kill off more and more SCVs, getting up its own command center. And yeah, just going to be killing so many SCVs with this Banshee, currently up to 12 kills. Oh my god, that is disgusting. 12 worker kills already. The Masters player all of a sudden is down 9 workers. AlphaStar's own command center is about to finish up, so it's going to be catching up. And that was just the first Banshee, likely of many. So AlphaStar may get some more damage done with its Banshees. It's going to set to work on the Siege Tank, force out a scan of its opponent. I really do enjoy this, and oh, the Banshee even escapes the scan, just barely. Is that a 1 HP Banshee? No, it's a 2 HP Banshee. Now it can just set to work on the tank, make it unsiege, but oh, it does fly a little bit too close to the turret, so that's very nice for the Masters player. All the while, though, if we take a look, AlphaStar is going to be going for a bit of an odd push across the map. Hellions, Reaper, and Cyclone going to be pushing towards the natural base of AlphaStar. Cyclone locks onto the bunker. Over the bunkers is still a very defensive tool at this point. The Marine's going to be moving out, trying to push this back. The bunkers and tanks, though, should be more than enough to defend against this. We do see the bunker fall. It wasn't repaired at all. Banshee is going to set to work on the tanks, which is quite a nice play from the AlphaStar. However, the tanks do get sieged up closer to that turret. The Vikings should be there, and oh, wait a second, AlphaStar is going for it. Totally aggressive play. Focuses down one of the tanks, gets its own tank set up. The Vikings and Marines may need to push forward, though, for the Masters player. He should be able to get a full cleanup on this, and that's actually quite a nice hold for the Masters player. If we take a look, he's actually got a decent amount of minerals built up, so he can probably throw up a third command center, get up its extra production. We'll see. Banshee isn't his main base being a pain. All the while, AlphaStar is indeed going to be getting up an extra starport, so playing that very heavy air style. AlphaStar comes in with another one of its tanks, and its Banshee is able to push its opponent away. The Masters player double scanned, which seemed a little bit odd. AlphaStar has got the Cyclone, going to lock onto one of the Vikings, kill that. Utilizing a couple Marines that come in, its own Banshee, it cleans out the Vikings that the Masters player had. He's now going to be repairing his siege tank as well as he can. What a game between these players. The Masters player starting to fall apart a little bit, though. We see he's floating a lot of resources. AlphaStar's pretty basic push has done a ton of damage. Another Viking just landed, but then it has to go into the air as AlphaStar is just making more of its own Banshees. It's got tanks and Vikings being produced as well, so it's going to have a very strong pushing composition. It forces out another scan. This Masters player can just not catch a break. Banshee going to be killing off a couple more SCVs. AlphaStar behind this has its third finishing up. Making 3 Vikings at a time. Pushing the natural base with just a siege tank. And yeah, I'm starting to think that the Masters player is just dead. And that we're going to have a relatively quick video today. AlphaStar totally has just wrecked this Masters player. And I'm not sure what the Masters player can do to come back at this point in the game. I mean, AlphaStar still is making Banshees, getting up turrets all over the place, by the way, which is pretty unique. I guess worried about a counter drop or something as a way for the Masters player to come back in the game. But if we do take a look at the supply, we'll see that there's really nothing out even for the Masters player. So all around, this is just golden for the AI. Banshee kills off a Marine, and that's exactly what I mean. The Banshees have just been killing off so many units. 15 Marines, 25 SCVs. Just definitely paying for themselves. Is this SCV going to get shot? Not quite. He does make it away. But so painful for the AI. Banshee's going to find a tank, because why not? Does the Masters player scan? No, he doesn't. So he gets that Banshee without a scan. But he's still down 37 SCVs to 60. His unit count is lower. He's getting out Stim, which I'll say is kind of a plus. I mean, Stim Pack's pretty good. If he can, say, get out like a decent number of Marines and Marauders, and AlphaStar goes for another move out or gets caught out of position, Bio can give you the comeback. But if we take a look, the third's already landed for AlphaStar. It's building up another factory. It's getting up an armory, even a 4th command center. 4cc play, 4cc rush, and then, yeah, this is just super duper brutal from AlphaStar, killing off more Marines. Like, the Masters player has made 17 Marines that have just been killed by Banshees this game. And that's just got to be very disheartening. We also see AlphaStar just building more turrets. AlphaStar going turrets for days. For days, it says, I need 4 turrets. I'm not sure why it wants so many turrets. What occurred in AlphaStar's training to make it be like, I need turrets, man. Something scarred this poor AI. It's like, no, I need turrets. I'm not safe without them. And now we take a look. There is indeed a fair few turrets out. AlphaStar is continuing on with its odd composition, getting up its factory, building a second armory. So just playing with its odd amount of units, but it's going to be taking a 4th base now, while the Masters player is securing up his 3rd base with his bio. So, I mean, at least there's bio for the Masters player, but there's just not that much else going for him. Yeah. Really tough go of it. Okay, we take a look here. 4th base going up for AlphaStar. It's an orbital command like a boss. That speaks confidence. Supply-wise, I mean, AlphaStar in the lead, 30 SCVs, a little bit of army supply, catching this random move out from the Masters player. Even if these units like make it into the natural of AlphaStar, they could kill an entire base, and he'd still be behind. Yeah, I think we're just waiting for a very delayed GG on this one. I mean, there is a universe which the Masters player builds up to like 200, does end up getting up his 4th base, maybe making more Vikings than AlphaStar, and wins out in the late game. However, as we see these 2 Banshees come on in, it's just like, oh no. You're gonna kill his tanks, aren't you, AlphaStar? Of course you are, you absolute monster. This one tank does get saved. Unfortunately, the SCVs don't get saved. That Marine doesn't get saved. It's just sad days all around. That scan doesn't do its job. The Vikings are going to push the Banshees towards the 4th base, which just gets immediately canceled by the Masters player. He's like, oh no, we're in Struggle City right now. We are in Struggle City. There's a Viking move out from AlphaStar. Okay, that's kind of sick. AlphaStar lands in the main base of its opponent, going to be shutting down some of the production. SCVs are going to be in trouble. The Vikings land for the Masters player, but he's got less. And even if AlphaStar trades out all of its Vikings, it's still going to have a lead, as it's up to 92 SCVs. The Vikings are just going to fly on out, and looks like they'll actually make it out. The Masters player not cutting these off. The Banshees come back into a turret, so that's nice for the Masters player. Then the Vikings reland. They're going to be shooting away on some of these supply depots, because why not? Supply block your opponent. Depots do cost money. One of those was even a double supply depot. And GG gets called. AlphaStar wins the game with a Viking drop, and that's actually going to give AlphaStar a quick 2-0 today. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. I'm going to try and break 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you do enjoy the content, join the Discord. We talk about AlphaStar. We talk about Pro Starcraft as it's being played out. And yeah, then there's also announcements and things for events there. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.